Hey everybody, welcome back to Houzz TV Live. I'm Rick Spence, and today joining me is Melissa Kennedy with Meadowlark Design+Build out of Ann Arbor, Michigan. You've been on Houzz for quite a while. You've got like 50,000 saves of your images. You also did the Kristen Bell episode, fixing up her home in Madison Heights, which is really a sweet episode. Let's start with that. What was that experience like for you?
It was such a fun adventure. Her sister and her sister's family are absolutely wonderful people, as is Kristen. And so the whole thing was a really wonderful adventure for us. So it's just fun to see how everyone's lives have evolved since then.
Well, congratulations on that. It was a beautiful job, and the family clearly loved it. I think they're going to get many, many years out of that home. And now let's talk about your home. So your home, you had a problem to solve, and that was you couldn't even really see it from the street. I mean, that was like curb appeal just waiting to happen.
Yes, it was. So I'll never forget when my husband found this house in a neighborhood across town from where we lived, and we pulled up, and looking at it, it was drab and it was dark and hadn't really been well kept. But I think the real downfall of the color mixed with the shape of the forms was that you really couldn't understand the house. It was one large mass. And on top of it all, the house is situated in a fairly large lot in Ann Arbor, so I think it's about 1.5 acres. But the backyard backs up to a busy street. We needed a space to be able to engage and sit outside and enjoy where we didn't hear the traffic. And so that happened to be the front of the home. And so when Tommy and I, my husband and I, were talking about how we could change this, it became much more about what's the person's approach to the home. And how can they feel excited to enter? How can they start to get this progression of how they get into our house and our spaces? You see that little body?
Yeah, I see it. That's great. How many little bodies are roaming the house right now?
Well, one is an adult, and there's 3 kids that should be.
So anything could happen at any moment here. We're living on the edge. We're living on the edge. No, I love it. That's great. Get them. They can come on. That's cool. We like kids. We like kids here at Houzz. It's all about house and home, right?
You can wave hi.
Sheltering in place together. Hey, buddy. What's your name?
Ronan.
Ronan?
Mm-hmm.
Right. What you doing? Hanging out?
Yeah.
You're just hanging out in your jammies all day,
Seems like it.
playing games.
One of us got dressed.
People would pay big money for that bedhead, by the way. That is some serious awesome bedhead right there. I love it.
I think that happens no matter what. Interestingly, too, when we moved in, and even still, there's a deer path that would cross from the left side of our house, kind of down on an angle to the driveway. And they had made their own pathway through the ivy that was very visible. And so when we decided where to put these stairs, a good portion of their path was where we decided to locate the stairs, because it's like the easiest path of travel, which is why the deer chose it. So we just went along those same lines and then turned it so that the approach to the home, you can see it, you're walking straight head on to the front door. Again, instead of landing you at the driveway, at the garage, which was the previous orientation.
And it wouldn't be Michigan without deer. So how are the deer traversing it now? Did they choose a new path? Are they going up and down the concrete? What are they doing?
You know what? I think they totally now just cut through the backyard. They seem to avoid it.
So that brings up the plantings. Are you doing anything for plantings that are deer proof? I know you can't really appreciate it right now because of the season, but what's your strategy with the plantings?
Yeah, really good question. I learned the first year we moved in here that the deer eat everything. So we only planted grasses that take very minimal maintenance and are deer resistant. We cut them down in the fall, and then they grow during the summer, and they get about 2 feet high, and it looks quite nice once it's all fully grown in. And then in the winter, one of the beauties is we have our own built-in sledding hill.
Oh,
we get
yeah.
snow in Michigan.
That's
So
perfect.
kids have a blast with that. Yeah, they can ride right over them. They're very resilient. They grow back in the summer, and the deer don't eat them. So it's a win-win all throughout the year in Michigan.
I can see a little hot cocoa on the patio and the kids going down the hill and coming back up, and I love it. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
The wood, so the treatment on the front of the house now, is that a manufactured product or a wood that you treated and stained, or what did you do to the front of the home?
Yeah, great question. So the wood portions are cedar. So cedar is a really nice exterior durable material. We did stain it. You can let it turn sort of a silvery color, or you can continually maintain it. Every couple of years, putting a stain on it that you want. And then the other portions of the home that are white are hardy board. And we opted for the pre-finished hardy board for the install. You can also paint over that, or you can paint hardy board on your own.
So the front of the house faces which direction?
Right. So the front of the house, now I'm like, I got to look this up. I do know where the front of the house actually faces east, which is, I really enjoy because we get the sunrise
Yes.
in the morning. And so we get the light filtering in through the front of the house.
And you're not baking in the afternoon. If you're out there, you're not baking on that little porch area.
Yeah, the front yard is kind of the backyard because we live out there. And so when we're eating in the front dinner, which we like to have dinner out in front because you can't hear the traffic noise, the 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock traffic in the back. You don't have the sun on you, and it's much more comfortable.
And you have that little pony wall there too, and I think that really adds to it. I think without that there, it would feel unfinished and not as cozy.
Yeah, it's extra for us. It became, how many people can we fit up here? Before we had to stay 6 feet apart. Could this become a bench? Could this be extra seating?
It looks like it's kind of the perfect height for a seat wall.
Yeah, it is. When you get to the interior, it kind of grows up as the sidewalk slopes up to the front door.
Yeah, I love it. Nice. Your fire pit out there too?
A fire pit with a gas line that's run to it.
That's cozy.
In our front courtyard. Yeah.
Did you also place the concrete in the squares with the rocks? Is that also for drainage?
It is. We get snow a lot of the year. We get rain a lot of the year. And we didn't want puddles forming on the space. But it's also just to alleviate the harshness of concrete.
I've got your finger on the lens now.
Oh, gosh.
That's okay.
That's not helpful.
Tell me about that thumb. Was that thumb redesigned in this?
That thumb hasn't had its nails painted in a long time.
Tell me about your door there, and tell me about your color choice.
Yeah, did a pop of color. We actually changed that door out before we redid the whole exterior because in some ways it was like, I just need a little bit more happiness than this dark brown, earthy color. That's kind of one of the fun things you can do on your home is slowly make these improvements before you have time or money to dedicate to a bigger project. And so having a fun color front door is a chance where you can show a little bit more personality without being too dedicated to a whole structure.
How do you like to interact, while we're on that, how do you like to interact with your clients on Houzz? Let's say for a project like this, should they put together an idea book of plantings and then an idea book of colors and an idea book of doors and an idea book of this? Or should they just do, okay, here's 20 homes I love the front of that make me feel good?
Yeah, really good question. I think, everybody, one of the things I've learned the most in designing at Meadowlark for, over a decade now is that people think very differently about things. Some people need to figure out the wall coverings before they figure out the orientation of the space. And so I think in some ways, even grouping images by what they want a room to feel like or what they want a space to feel like doesn't necessarily have to be like just these kitchen cabinets. It could be like, here's all the things that appeal to me and I want to feel in my kitchen. So I think that's a way I would translate it. But I would also say, if you're working with a good designer, that person will be able to take your thoughts from those images and put them into a design and a picture that really appeals to your emotions and the function of what the space needs to be.
Well, I love it. Well, thank you for taking the time to talk to us today. Beautiful home. I love the front. You've got serious curb appeal.
Thanks. Come on over.
Yeah, we will. Hey, we're next time we're in Michigan, we're gonna do something in Ann Arbor. We'll have some fun.
Great.
And I want to meet the little ones, Ronan and the gang.
Yeah, Ronan and the gang. Let's just call it that.
Maybe we'll come in winter. Maybe we'll come in wintertime and go down the hill. I want the full experience,
Well, we can use the fire pit in the front and drink hot chocolate. You're more than welcome.
I love it. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Here, bye-bye.
Bye.